What up? So check it out. Here I am going to the gym tonight, 10 o'clock. And guess what? It's a nighttime gym run, and I'm not doing it because I'm avoiding my feed. I'm doing it because I haven't gone today, and I'm really excited to go. I'm really excited to go to the gym right now. And probably because I didn't go last night, even though I went in the morning yesterday. I was about to do a 2-a-day, and I told myself sleep, so I didn't go. And then this morning, like I woke up and got ready and got the kids stuff, and then went to work. So all day I was excited to know that I'm gonna go to the gym. And tomorrow I have 1 year. This is gonna be my third video today, and I'm cool with that. Like in my journal, when I was writing, they're typing. When I was writing, there were some times I did it like 5 or 6 times in a day. There were times that like I was struggling over something, whether it was I was worried about my partner messing around on me, or maybe I thought my partner was getting loaded, or maybe, and I say I thought because I never really knew. I just assumed, and it just ran, and like in my mind I knew. So because in my mind I knew, it was my perception, my reality, it was happening, right? Even though it probably wasn't happening, it was happening in my world then. And how did I get through it? I wrote gratitudes. I talked about how I was feeling. I did all of those things. And I think that's why these 9 months I've been able to do that. In a sense, I've been more vulnerable, but it just goes back to that. I went back to those basics of how I got clean the first time, but this time I'm talking on a video and then posting it on the internet, which in my whole life I would have never done something like this. I was too afraid for everybody. Like, I was so afraid of what anybody thought that there was no way I was going to post any type of vulnerability on the internet. Take selfies, for instance. If you know me and you have my Facebook, go back and take a look. Before my recovery, there's not one selfie of me. None. Not one. I didn't like myself. I didn't like myself at all. I had this weird complex going on where like I thought I was all that, but then I didn't. And I think it was just more that act as if thing that we do in sales. So I could act as if, but when it came down to the real deal and you got down to like just me, take away all the masks, I was afraid, man. Insecure, afraid, all of the negative things. I didn't love myself enough. I couldn't look at myself in the mirror and say, you know what, I love you. I'd look at myself in the mirror and say, I wouldn't even look at myself in the mirror. The only reason I looked at myself in the mirror is to make sure I didn't have something on my face, something wasn't in my teeth, nothing in my nose. That's it. Because I was so worried if somebody saw that. Heavens forbid if my, and I'm still that way, like if my beard is out of place or any of that, because I'm very vain. I'll admit that I'm vain. But for me to almost post a picture every day, selfie, it's not who I used to be. It's not who I'm going to be. But for right now, I'm attacking an insecurity. Oh, that rhymed. Anyways, and so I had somebody today, I was talking about, and they may have taken what I said wrong about them posting their cat, and they made a comment. And I think that, like, generally speaking, that comment could have swayed me from doing what I'm doing, but it didn't. Which told me that I know myself pretty well right now. I'm learning. The self-acceptance is there. Tied right into the just for today. And because I'm not going to stop. But it's not like for the next 5 years I'm going to be posting a selfie every day. This is something that I'm attacking personally. What people don't realize is how many pictures I'll take before I actually how it used to be, how many pictures I would take when I first started doing this before I actually posted that picture, to now I will just post a picture. Usually it's me in the gym, and then I'll write something under it, words of encouragement, but I don't retake the picture. So I'm getting to that point where I can just like these videos. And the 9 months that I've done this, I've done 2 retakes. And generally speaking, the 2 retakes that I've done, I've said something that I didn't need to be saying. So I had to correct myself and say, you're not putting that on the internet. It's in my phone still, but you're not putting that in the internet. And so then I just redid it. And then I call myself out anyways and say, oh, I just redid this. So there's 2 of them. Because if I'm going to be vulnerable, like if I wrote a journal, I wouldn't scratch it out and then rewrite. I would just write. It's my journal, so who cares? So that's how I wanted to treat this. That's how I'm treating it. And this sounds like an explanation, and it is, in a sense, because even now, that comment affected me enough to where I felt an explanation. And that's okay. This is what this platform is for. This is what this is for. It's for me to just be like, this is how I'm feeling. These are my thoughts and these are my insecurities. You know, I saw an actress today, like on a short, say, don't post your feelings. Don't post what you're going through. Do it for your own sake. No, I'm not listening to that. This first year of my recovery, I want it to be public. Not for attraction, not for promotion, but maybe for attraction. Maybe somebody will watch some of these. I title them. I don't care if they tell me, hey, I watched this. I don't sit there and look to see if there's any comments. I'm actually grateful that there's not. You know, there's like 2 comments on all of them that I put up there, which, you know, me saying this now, who knows? But I don't want to have to like sit and siphon through the comments and then have to do a video on explaining that. This just gives me the ability to just speak freely. And it also is attacking another thing, you know, another insecurity that I had for so long. Attacking these insecurities over and over and over again, what it does is it takes away the power. When I share about it, it takes away the power. When I share that I, you know, fell in love with somebody in another continent and I put it out here, knowing that that sounds ridiculous, but it's my story, knowing that people can make fun of me for that, people have made fun of me for that, the more and more I talk about it, the more and more I talk about like my other insecurities, the less and less they are powerful in my head. Then they just become just a thing. But it takes work. It takes the grind. And that sometimes the work is just being vulnerable enough to say, hey, I'm not perfect. And I love that I'm not perfect. I love myself for that. And I'm going to just keep doing what I got to do. And, you know, and hopefully it helps somebody. Maybe, you know how like people say, if I could just, like teachers, if I could just reach one person. I don't want to just reach one person, but if I only reached one person, that's fine. I would be content with it. I'd like to help a lot of people. You know, I don't want to just help people that are struggling with addiction. I want to help somebody who's struggling with their bills. Somebody who's struggling with a long distance relationship. Somebody who's struggling with a relationship. Somebody who has kids that's struggling with the disease. Somebody who's in their 40s who's decided to get clean. Somebody who doesn't go to the gym, but they know they need to and they want to do it. And they are like, this guy's fucking got 5 kids at the house, 2 baby mamas, and he still finds a way to make it to the gym, make it to his meetings, and work in the car business where he's going to work long enough hours and it's super stressful, and he still finds a way to work his recovery. You know, and it's not like the look at me, it's that it's possible. Like maybe it tells you in your mind without talking to me that, fuck man, if he's got all that going on and he can go to the gym, then I can go at least once a week. Or if he's got all that stuff going on and, you know, with what he's got going on, maybe I can find a way to make it to church if that's your higher power. Or, you know, like just all of those things. If I can motivate somebody by my doing to do what they got to do and I never find out, that works for me. That works for me. I don't want the notoriety. I want to better myself. And in doing that, if it helps somebody else out, then it was worth it. Then it was worth putting this on the internet. But putting this on the internet is helping me not be afraid of the internet. I'm really starting to like the internet. I used to hate it. I only went on there to read the comments, and the comments were all about me. To come find out that none of them are about me. Or maybe they were. It doesn't matter. What really matters is that, am I getting better? Am I growing each day? If I could just grow 1% each day, by the end of the year, I'll be that much better. And I promise you this, I'm growing more than 1% each day. Some days it's a lot, and other days it's a little, but it's always at least 1%. And then tomorrow I'll have 9 months. So I'm really, really stoked. I've talked about that shit so much today. All right, I'm out. Bye.